Calls of the day. All right, Joe, you're first. Analog devices upgraded to overweight. That's from Equal. Morgan Stanley. Tuesday before the bell, they report earnings. Price target to 225 from 176. It's in the Joe T.
You have to believe in the trough for analog, and that's what the analyst is citing here. The trough potentially is coming in Q2 of 2024. They've done a very good job in managing the business in a clearly challenged environment. This is a stock that we have had in the strategy since October of 2021. So more recently, we've been participating in the underperformance that it's had relative to the other semis.
Okay. Bank of America on Salesforce today says it's emerging as the next quality GARP stock. You want to take that too? They reiterate buy. It's the top pick. $280 is the price target. That's 26% upside. Say it's likely to outpace industry growth by 12 to 15%.
So, you know, there's operational efficiency, and they should be applauded for realizing that it was time to focus on that, because the last several years they were focused on spending significantly in acquisitions, but they made a clear pivot. This is a stock that was introduced to the strategy in April earlier this year. Glad that it has done what it has done, but I like the direction that management is taking and really focusing on what's our balance sheet going to be looking like.
You sold it.
I sold it end of last year. I sold it, so it's been on my portfolio for a while. It was a tax loss harvesting move, and I mean, but where did the cash go? The cash went to like Expedia and Apple and things like that. But here's the thing: in the first few months of this year, the thing was up quite a bit. In the last 6 months, Salesforce is up 6%. Hasn't done much at all. So I think I like the call here, growth at a reasonable price. I do like the shift that Benioff is back at the helm pretty much. I think that was one of my concerns last year too, was that they were bringing in somebody else to sort of co-CEOs, and what was the direction of the company? They're spending a lot of money. The Slack acquisition really didn't work out as well as they hoped. So I think there's a little more direction here potentially.
I mean, it's still up, you know, what, almost 50% or so over the last year. I know how you try to drop in there. Well, we put the money, you catch that? We put the money in Apple and Nvidia, trying to make it look better. Come on, dude. I mean,
it's a finite amount of capital. If you're not invested in one spot, you have to put it somewhere else. So I'm happy with the moves we made, and you miss some and you hit some.
All right, I'm just keeping you honest. That's all. Intuitive Surgical. It's how it works around here, dude. 318 initiated by at HSBC. Joe, you have ISRG.
Da Vinci system, robotic surgery. And as you move forward, the story with Intuitive Surgical has been about the hardware. Now it's going to be about the improvement in software. Intuitive Surgical has outperformed its peers in the healthcare space. It's, to me, a core holding for anyone that believes that you can now take technology and apply it to healthcare services, healthcare equipment.
Do you think the concern on bariatric is overstated?
No, I think that's one of the reasons why the stock recently has had a little bit of an underperformance. I think that's something that there's validity to. I don't think you dismiss it completely.
You want to talk about Expedia, which was upgraded and Airbnb downgraded?
Expedia is up 40.
Both by Evercore ISI.
Expedia is up 43% so far in the month of November.
All right, so it's a little late. Is that what you're saying?
No. Listen, we added it on October 31st, so we're very happy about that. Expedia has clearly been the beneficiary of not having so much of its market share in the Middle East like Booking Holdings presently does. Right now, when you're measuring Expedia relative to Booking Holdings, relative to Airbnb, it's clear that you're seeing a significant amount of capital flowing into Expedia. The challenge for Airbnb, they talked about it on the conference call, it's the stickiness in terms of supply, and they also said that they were beginning to see demand weaken as well. So Airbnb is another name that we own, and there's been certainly a significant underperformance relative to Expedia month to date.